Hey, thanks for tuning in and checking out my video. If you live in the DMV area, if you like golf and live in the DMV area, then this is the channel for you. Shoot your boy a subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and again, would really mean a lot. Hopefully, we can spread this game of golf in the area together. And stay tuned for more videos in the area just like this one you're about to see. Enjoy. What is going on, everyone? Appreciate you tuning in and checking out another video. This is coming to you from Sterling, Virginia, in the Northern Virginia area, and this is Algonkian Golf Course. It's been a while since I've posted a full 18-hole video, so really excited to bring this to you. I've just been lazy. I think this has been in the queue. This was taken like late summer, early fall. This has been at least 6 months, and yeah, I've just been lazy. I've actually been hurt. Fun fact, the back, your boy, he's falling apart. He's getting old. It's just funny. There's no excuse to have a healthy back to edit a video. But anyway, beside the point, as I'm touring you around, this is now the clubhouse we're entering. This is a pretty good, the course overall, it's a pretty decent course. Wouldn't say it's the trickiest or hardest, but one of the things I really hate about this is that it's just so long. I'm not even playing the tips. I think we're playing one forward of the tips, which are the white tees, and that's 6,600 yards. And, 6,600, that's right on the sweet spot of I'll play it, and I think I'll score okay, but anything past that as a non-long hitter just gets annoying. But they do have a chipping green, putting green. Here's their driving range. But let's get on to hole one and start the vlog. All right, here we go. Opening tee shot. I wouldn't say it's a dog leg left per se, but it definitely just kind of goes left, as you can see on the mini map. I decided to try and hit a draw, and obviously we hit a push fade. But the good news is there's just a bunch of rough. I stopped before the tree, so we're still in play. Not a bad spot to be. My buddies and I, so I'm actually playing with 3 other friends. We're playing a wolf match, so for those familiar with Wolf, really, really fun game. Each hole is independent. I like to mention that because there will be a few times where you'll notice just some putts given. Don't ask how much we were playing for. Just know that it was for absolute heaps. I mean, we're talking about how my daughter might not even have a college fund by the time this is done. Honey, if you're listening and you're watching, just don't worry about that last comment. I was joking, definitely joking. On to hole 2, it's a par 5, and one thing that I like about this course, so you'll notice it looks narrow. There's a lot of trees, but it's like open, if that makes sense. So look to your right. Even though there's a lot of trees, it's just the other fairway and rough, meaning you can spray your driver and still be in play most of the time. It doesn't mean you'll score well. It just means that it's not as punishing if you're spraying it left and right, which you'll definitely see that on the front 9. Although we do lock it in the back. It's a tale of 2 halves. And it is just funny. If you do watch the whole video and see the back 9, I end up scratching it. So spoiler alert, I think we scratched the back. Maybe 1 over, can't remember. I think it's scratch. Anyway, point being, I always have this saying, boring golf is good golf. And it's really interesting to see as you watch that back 9. It's not like I have 50 birdies or I have eagles left and right. It's just par to death. I'm just parring holes left and right. And that's what good golf is. If you expect it to be birdieing every hole or you should be eagling all the 5s, reset your expectations, and it's just funny to see how much more fun golf will be, and naturally you might be scoring a lot better too. But back to this, so you saw me punch one of the balls back to them. So in our match, I think we lost that hole. And you can see on this one, I mean, take a look at this. Oh yeah, that was when you hit a ball and it's just center face, feels good, ball just flies. That's as good as I could hit a hybrid, and it probably went like 150 yards total. The rough was that thick. So again, if you miss the fairways, it's not like your OB, but if you get into those thick roughs underneath trees, this course will punish you quick and your score starts to add up. So simply put, not to overcomplicate it, just hit fairways. Don't be that person that's like hitting it left and right. Just hit it straight. It's an easy game, right? Super easy. Anyway, we end up missing the up and down. We 2-putt for bogey. Not a great look. And again, just maybe I'm taking my own advice. Hey, Mark, hit a fairway. This is probably my best drive of the day. Again, when you hit the center of the face and it feels good, oh yeah, good feeling. This is the shot of the day right here. Oh yeah. If I remember correctly, I think there was slight wind into us, about 175, 180 pin. I take a 5-iron, and I love playing fades right now. I'm trying to get away from my draws because I end up snap hooking it, and oh my god, I can't believe I didn't go in for birdie. I love trying to play like a slight fade left to right. It feels more natural and free. So for 2024, one of my New Year's resolutions is to commit to a better ball shape, because I try to get cute sometimes, and I don't know if others out there, we're not scratch golfers. Let's just start with that. But I can sometimes work the ball if I'm swinging and feeling good. But if I had to, I don't know, if my life was on the line and I had to hit a shot, my go-to shot would probably be a fade, so I need to work on that. But anyway, first par 3 that we're on, that was another example of, I think there was some wind, and I think I chunked my 5-iron a little bit, but I end up going short. And this is a good example of, man, I can't believe I missed it, but my buddy in the purple, he hit like a 30-footer for birdie. We lose the hole, so we all just pick up and leave. So yeah, in hindsight, I mean, oh boy, what is that? Didn't we just talk about stay in the fairway? This is a really good example. You can see I try to get cute and shot shape it. Back to my rant earlier. Just hit it straight. Stay in play. No need for that. This is a par 5. There is literally no need to be trying to shot shape a dogleg left. But if you do and you're an idiot like me, you can just drop where you think it went OB, where my buddies kind of just gave me a lenient drop space. So we're not completely out of this hole. I end up hitting the wedge shot short. So if we can get up and down, I'll take a bogey with an OB probably 9 times out of 10. Obviously, a par would be great, but realistic expectations, give me a bogey with a drop. So we just need to make that, and we're back in business. So, Mark, why don't you stop talking about it and be about it? Just make a putt already, dude. Come on. God, he made the putt. What a cool guy. Anyway, back to how I was saying, just hit it straight, stay away from trouble. Nope, hole goes right. So let's try to be cute and play a fade. Obviously, we just push it super right, and watch me try to get cute here.
This is so fucking stupid, but I know you guys see that window. Still stupid.
Watch your language, Mark. Would you kiss your daughter with that mouth? Jeez, what a potty mouth. Unbelievable. This is a family channel, dude. But wow, what a shot.
Lucky.
So that last shot pretty much summarizes exactly what I've been preaching about. You can go left, you can go right. You're not necessarily OB most of the time, but you have to punch it. You're in thick rough, and you're just scrambling. So this would be a miracle par if we can somehow escape. Come on, Mark. Can you do it? Wow, that was, for our match purpose, I remember we got hyped on it, but man, that would have been great. All right, so on to hole 8, the last par 3 of the front 9, and it's a shorter part. This is the easiest par 3, in my opinion, out of all of them, and of course, we end up hitting it short. I mean, it can't be me. Maybe I had a defective ball. Maybe the wind was blowing, I just didn't know, but yeah, it's just so pathetic. I actually thought I hit it pretty good, and I end up short, not ideal, but man, we almost Texas wedge it, and I think, that putt was given to me. So final hole, hole 9, and man, looking on camera, what an intimidating tee shot. Of course, there's something mentally about just seeing a super narrow tee shot like that, and I spray it right, but look at me here. This is where scrambling just comes into play. So just take your medicine. I mean, my advice for everyone, don't go for the hero shot like I did a few holes ago. Just punch it out when you can and then rely on the short game. Unfortunately, I think I blocked this one right, so the tracer's a little more forgiving. I mean, it looked good, but I think that was like a push block fade, and I now have like a 40-footer, and I don't zoom in on this. From what I remember, I think I barely miss it, and then we have a tap in for bogey. So we are +5 through 10, but hey, if you remember what I said earlier, it's a tale of two halves. Let the games begin. Let's see what boring golf looks like, aka good golf. And funny enough, you can just see I pushed that right over the cart path. But hey, we're in play. I think I've learned my lesson, by the way. So I'm in the rough, and I think I remember it was like a 125, 130 pin, which is a pitching wedge. I think I take 9-iron, and I'm still so super short. So that's just to show you when it's in peak condition and everything's cut great, the rough is still thick, still rough, but hey, nothing a good putt can't. Wow, I remember that in person. That was, oh man, that had a chance. So we end up with a tap-in par here. My buddy was in the way. Come on, Eric, get out of the way, dude. So we end up with a tap-in par. We will take that on to the next. It's actually kind of, in hindsight, shouldn't have spoiled it. I guess knowing that I kind of par every hole is kind of boring. You know I'm going to make or miss putts. Wow, good job, Mark. But just enjoy it. So you can see here, this is where I said it's like a tale of two different types of courses. You can now see there's like a creek or a little ravine there. I actually forgot about that when I was playing it. So luckily I don't hit it far, but for longer drivers, just remember there is a creek there. You probably want less than driver. And we have another gur. Hey, I wonder if I make this putt or not. Yeah, of course we don't, because they know you scratch the back, Mark. That sucks. So 2-putt comfy par. On to the next. We will take tap-ins. Although, I will say, that was left a little short. I hate when you leave putts short. Everyone knows that. But I couldn't get the speed of the greens on my shorter putts. Lag putts, for some reason, I was actually pretty good. Anything like less than 10 feet, I don't know what it was. But anyway, more of a me problem than the course itself. And then this is another example of... I was caught in that rough. I actually thought I hit a good one. It sails to like 15 feet past. Funny enough, I actually don't remember what happened there. I think the putt was given. So even though I scratched the back, wow, huge asterisk mark. What a scumbag saying he parred that one. On to the par 5, the first par 5 of the back 9. And this one, again, you can see there's a creek or ravine up there. So I don't know if most people can reach that playing from the whites or tips, but just in the off chance you are a long hitter, just remember there is a creek. Be careful. You might want to lay up. I end up hitting driver hybrid, and we're about 75 yards. And this is an uphill approach. So my advice to you, if you are watching this for maybe some scouting, take like one extra club, especially if it's a back pin like this. I remember I thought I hit my number perfectly, and I ended up being that short. As you can see, I was probably a good 45 feet short. So man, wish I took an extra club. Anyway, on to the next hole, par 4, slight dogleg left again. And this one's pretty straightforward. No creek, nothing crazy, pretty open left and right. And I do remember this strike. I believe it was like a 5-iron from, oh yeah, 5-iron that I remember when it left the club, and you can see the tracer. I'm like, that's in the hole. That's in the pin. That's money. And then, of course, it's just super short. I don't think I chunked it either. I'm just convinced there was crazy wind we didn't know about this day. Wow, how did that not go in either? We are just, I think I made a comment to my buddies that they're just dodging bullets left and right. But yeah, I think there's just wind we didn't know about. And this is what I'm talking about, how when you're swinging and feeling good, normally I would have just set up on the right side of the box, play a fade over, but I had the ability on this hole to kind of have a tight draw, like kind of turn it over and let it roll down this hill. So just an example of like when I get locked in and I'm swinging good, I can kind of move and shape the ball. And again, we are short, but I need to develop for 2024 because I'm coming off injury. I'm trying to find the swing again. I need to just find one consistent, one confident swing that I'm in, and as of right now, I want to hit the fade. Speaking of hitting the fade and wanting that to be my go-to shot shape, so this next hole, it's probably one of the hardest. I don't know what the handicap is, but this is the hardest par 3 of them all, and you can see it's on a tucked left pin near the rough, and I hit the shot of my life. I think I've said that 4 times, but this was actually the shot of the day. I remember thinking to myself, middle green is completely fine, so I set up to the pin and let it fade over, and this was like a 200-205 carry to hit the green, so it's a monster of a par 3, but just a good example of I didn't expect to stick it tight. When you have a 200-plus yard par 3, I think everyone who's watching this would probably 10 times out of 10 be happy and take a par if possible, so not mad at that at all. And then with the last couple of holes here, so this is hole 17 that we're currently on. This is the most basic, straightforward par 4, just a lot of OB lefts. This is actually one of the times OB, so on the left-hand side, that's like the road to drive into this place, so that's technically OB. Right is fine, but a very, very straightforward par 4 that, oh man, I really wish, that one went in. I needed one birdie, but oh well. You live and you learn. Hole 18, I don't remember what was happening with the match, but all I remember is, I think I told myself this was, you can see I put a little oomph into that one. I really tried to let it rip. From what I remember, I think I was chasing, and so I tried to see if I could reach in 2, so I swung as hard as I could on my driver. I took my hybrid, and even with 2 pretty good swings, I'm still fairly short. Again, just the life of a long hitter. But going here, this is where, man, you got to stay out of the rough. This is a pitching wedge from, I think, 110. So I'm thinking to myself, I have plenty of clubs, should be fine. I actually end up pin high, so I think the distance was fine. But I remember the grass just like catching my club, and I end up pull hooking it a little bit. So we end up on the fringe. Luckily, it stops. But there's my putt for birdie. I think we end up conceding the hole there, and I'm pretty sure I lose the match, if I remember. That's irrelevant at this point, but you'll see it's just that putt was given. We all start shaking hands, and what a round. So anyway, We end up with a plus 577. Off to a rocky start, but really happy with how we finished. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you're in the area, check it out. It's one of the better bang for your bucks, fairly priced, fairly good condition, but yeah, hope you enjoyed, and until next time.